Bale and Friends. Yeah. Casey and Monica. Let's learn to can and cook and garden and more, and we do it with friends. Hey, Bill and friends, and Casey and Monica.
Hello, everyone. And I love that intro. I'm Ann with Andale Homestead.
Hello, everyone, and happy early Thanksgiving. It is Casey over at Ormsby Farm and the Halfway Homestead.
Hello, it's Monica at Bland's Promised Land Ranch. We are excited to be here because it is our Thanksgiving episode. And I'm super excited because we are talking about turkeys again, but not just like turkeys like we did last week. We are talking about brining your turkeys and getting them ready for your bellies. So get your eating pants on and get ready for this episode because you're going to want to know. And we're talking about quick and easy last minute side dishes that you're going to want to know about in case you burn something and need to make something else for Thanksgiving. So get ready. Not that I burn things.
I was about to say, are we talking from experience, Monica, or?
Not that I burn things, but I do cook everything on high, just so you know. It's just my personality.
It's just, we got to have quick and fast.
Quick and fast. Speaking of quick and fast.
Let me tell you, quick and fast, especially when you have leftovers after we're talking about. That's where our sponsor comes in. And that is going to be our Nesco electric pressure canner. Because let me tell you, this is your Thanksgiving Day angel when you have leftovers and you need to put it on the shelves. Because listen, you can put stuff in the freezer and Tupperware all day, every day, forget about it. A week later, you're like, wait, what is that green moldy stuff in my fridge? Instead, put it in a jar, can leftovers, head over to, Hay Bale and Friends and listen to our canning leftover episode. But the Nesco can do that for you. You can have leftovers canned within an hour and a half, have it on your shelf, prepped and ready. So we're really excited to bring you this Nesco electric pressure canner. Every single episode we talk about it. All you have to do is scan that QR code right there in the corner and go over to one of our Amazon storefronts, whether it's myself, Monica's, or Ann's, and we all have either a Nesco or a Carry electric pressure canner in our pressure canner in our Amazon storefront, and you can go ahead and get you one, and then you'll have leftovers. You'll have leftovers on your shelf. But now that we've harped on leftovers, because we talk about that a lot, who do we have back? And let me tell you, we have it back 2 weeks in a row, which we're really excited that we could reel her back. Well, you don't do that with turkeys. Insert pun here.
Catch her with a net
of turkey. Let me just bring her up. Basically, we have Carmen from Jesus Loving Homesteader.
Yay!
And talk about turkey brining and last minute sides. First of all, Carmen, happy early Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thank you for joining us on this episode. And let's first start off by talking about, before we get into the brining part of it, we're Tuesday, so we're 2 days ahead of the big day, yeah? Are you ladies like in panic mode at this time of Thanksgiving prep? Like, oh, what do I have? Do I have everything? Is it no? Okay, so it's just me. It's just me.
Miss Ann, as long as you have the pickles, then you're set to go, right, Miss Ann?
That's exactly right. Thanksgiving for us, I am probably currently at my Aunt Peg's house and Uncle Wayne's. We go there a few days before Thanksgiving every year. She's cooking up a storm, and Worth is cooking up a storm as far as collards and things like that. And I just have to bring the olives.
There you go. She just goes to look pretty.
I just made sure, I set the table and bring the olives. So I'm good.
Miss Ann's that's an important part, though. What?
Yeah.
Well,
the olives are important.
Well, apparently, because I've been doing it for 45 years. So that's
But you're also bringing your energy, Miss Ann, and that is very important.
Right.
they
Very.
don't miss me if I've only missed one Thanksgiving in the last 66 years, probably.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Pretty good.
Now,
Yeah.
Carmen, what about you? Are you okay? Take us, because most people know we appreciate our episodes, but take us to your mindset right now. It's 2 days before Thanksgiving. Where are you mentally?
Okay, so this Thanksgiving, we actually had Thanksgiving at our church on Sunday. So we did a huge church Thanksgiving, and we as a family, we haven't done this in a long time, but we're having a vacation and we leave on Wednesday night and we're going to stay till Sunday. We're going to the caverns and we're going to the Guadalupe River in West Texas to do some hiking. And it's like a huge deal because we very rarely get to like venture west and do things as just like our core family. So we had our Thanksgiving and now we are venturing off.
Woohoo! Wow, that's awesome. Did you cook most of the meal for the church?
I usually do the turkey at the church. This is like our third or fourth Thanksgiving at church. We have a lot of people in our church that they just aren't super close to family, or like they're from, like, we have a family from Africa, so they got here and it's just them. So our church, for most holidays and things, we kind of just unify and do something at the church, and we'll just invite whoever who wants to come. So I did do the turkey. The way I do it though is very different because even though Puerto Rico is U.S. territory, Thanksgiving is not a huge thing for us. So we kind of, there's like a main marinade that we use for most of our meat, and in Puerto Rico we use a baby pig for most of our meat.
Oh,
And so how I brined my turkey is called pavochon. And pavochon is pretty much, pavo means turkey in Spanish. And then the chon is from lechon, which means pig. Even though we're not eating pig and turkey together, the turkey is being brined the way that we make our pig normal. So pretty much onions, garlic, red bell pepper. We use like an Anaheim pepper, but there's a pepper called Cubanelle pepper. And we use cilantro, which it's kind of like cilantro, but it's like a wide leaf. And it's more common in Puerto Rico. And we'll blend all that together with some sazon. I don't know if you're familiar with sazon, and some salt. And then I'll just smother the whole turkey with that. And then we'll let it sit for 24 to 48 hours in the fridge with foil. And normally you would let it cook with banana leaves around it, the entire turkey. And then you would put the foil over it so that all the seasoning and stuff stays in there. So my turkey doesn't always turn out like that American plump, like picture perfect turkey. Usually it's cooked so tender that it's almost flatter. So all the meat is like off the bones pretty much when you open the banana leaves or you open the foil, but it's delicious.
okay. That sounds amazing.
That sounds really good, though.
And so you don't brine it like in water. You just have the spices.
No, I just put the whole, it's called sofrito. Sofrito is the garlic, the onion, the pepper, the oil, the salt, and all that stuff. I blend it all up, smother the entire turkey inside. There's also a way that I grew up eating the stuffing inside of the turkey. So it would cook with the turkey. My husband never grew up that way. So I usually do it as a side now, like it's more just familiar to whomever. But that's my favorite way of doing it. But now I just stick an onion in there and let it cook in there.
It probably has so much flavor when you cook with the stuffing inside. I think when I was a kid, my mom had done it a few times, or maybe my grandmother. And I remember asking one year why it wasn't in there again. And they were like, oh, well, they say it's not, it's too raw. And the raw turkey juices you can make it you sick.
Well,
And I was
people
like,
get grossed
aren't
out.
you
I don't know
cooking the
why.
turkey though? So the idea but Americans have been told over the past probably 40 years, maybe, because I just remember being a kid and seeing it one time, and then all of a sudden it wasn't a thing. But it was, my mom said, oh, well, it's because you can get sick with those poultry juices the poultry juices in your stuffing. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh. And now as an adult, I'm like,
How does
baloney.
that happen?
But
It's
that's just me because I realize how things cook now. And I'm like, that's weird. Why would I listen to the government when they tell me that I'm going to get sick because I
right.
have
That's probably why
dressing in my turkey?
some people really are weird about that, but now
Yeah.
that's probably exactly why.
Well, that's it. I feel like it is. I mean, Miss Ann, do you remember doing having that
Absolutely.
when you were younger? It was done that way, right? That was the way they did it.
And
It was
then
like
they
ultimate
stopped.
in multitask, and all of a sudden they stopped.
Well, I'm young, but I still remember that. I mean, I think we still do that. I don't know for sure. I know that when I cook the turkey for me, I always still put the herbs and stuff inside of the turkey cavity.
No, she's talking about like the stuffing though, like the stuffing, meaning like the
The
what do you call it?
cornbread stuffing.
Yeah, like the cornbread, like
Dressing.
the dressing stuffing. Yeah. So she'd be putting like the stovetop in the raw bird.
Yeah.
Ooh, what did you just said stovetop on a homesteading
I mean,
podcast?
I'm just trying to say
Iowa?
that, like, for people that don't get it, because here's the thing. I'm gonna be real honest. I don't like homemade dressing or stuffing or whatever you want to call it. I like me some cheap stovetop. That's just me because I grew up on boxes. Okay. My mom made me box up. I grew up on box macaroni and box up. So my daughter will make scratch stuff. She's like, I made macaroni and cheese from scratch. And I'm like, yay. And I'll take a bite and I'm like, this is good. But where's the craft? Because that's what I grew up on. So I'm ghetto. Okay. I don't mind some stovetop. Just
So,
saying.
Gracie, how about you? So you said you're panicked when you are getting close to the time, but I mean, you are the chef for the family. And so, how do you prepare your turkey for Thanksgiving?
Well, let me tell you, most of the time, Thanksgiving, I'm not the person that cooks the turkey. Now,
Oh,
Christmas, Easter is usually me, but we go over to some of my family for the turkey. But because I am nosy and bossy, I usually am texting them many days before saying, have you done this? Have you done this? I am a briner. I've always been a briner. And
okay.
when people are like, well, Casey, how do you know when to brine, when to take your turkey out? I always take it out for every 4 pounds that you have of a turkey. I do 24 hours. So if you have a 20-pound turkey, you're going to need to take it out 5 days before and let it defrost. Good,
Oh,
solid frost. And
okay.
I brine in defrosting mode. Now, that meaning I put a little bit of water, maybe 2 or 3 cups of water, and a bunch of herbs that you've grown in your garden: thyme, rosemary, garlic, all of that kind of stuff, star of anise. I'm putting all in there and I'm letting the turkey defrost. And as it defrosts, it's brining in this flavors. And they say it makes it juicier. The verdict's still out for me. I am a briner, but I have tasted turkey that has not been brined and it's still very juicy. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm doing right about now. I'm annoyingly texting my family, making sure that they're still brining on the proper time and that it's not, because I don't brine in the refrigerator. I,
Oh,
I brine out. I know
oh,
we're going to get a lot of really fun. Um, I know, Monica. I know we're going to get a lot of fun
Do you
calls.
put it on the counter or you put it in a cooler?
I'll put it in a cooler, but there's no
Okay.
ice. I mean, it's frozen. I mean, it's not like it's going to be like
So wait, you're brining the frozen bird.
the frozen bird straight out of the freezer.
You putting it in a brining device. So if you put it in a cooler, you're putting all the water, you're brining it in the cooler.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I thaw my stuff on the counter too, so there ain't nothing. Okay. That makes sense.
I mean, I'm not going to take a raw turkey and set it out for 5 days.
Monica, you eat Kraft mac and cheese.
That's
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I put my look. If I have frozen meat, yeah,
You
I'm gonna be putting
feel
my
yourself right
I'm
now.
gonna put my meat on the counter and I'm gonna walk away. And people are like, "Don't thaw it on the counter. Don't thaw it in water." Oh no, I put my meat in water and I'm
Yeah.
walking away and coming back in 3 hours. And guess what? My meat is thawed out and ready to go in my pot because I don't
Yeah.
have no time to be waiting to put it in the refrigerator for 2 days to thaw out. No.
This is my view on it. You're going to heat with meat when this is sidetrack of turkey, but if you're defrosting meat on the counter, you're going to be heating and cooking that meat back up to a temperature that should kill any germs. That may be very rebel for anyone who's listening to us, but chicken, like, and say
Yeah.
one night you and Worth want to have chicken thighs and you have chicken thighs in the freezer. Do you pull those chicken thighs out and like put them on the counter or the sink to defrost, or do you put them in ice water, which is what the government wants you to do?
Oh, they're going in the sink.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes in a bowl of water,
Yeah.
but definitely going in the sink or on the counter, but definitely. Yeah, no, that's I didn't even know you were supposed to do the other stuff. I mean, I realize you're supposed to stick them in the refrigerator for a few days or whatever, but that's who's got time for that? Nobody has any
And
time.
also, when I say 4 pounds for every 24 hours, that is if you are putting in the refrigerator. That's what they, whoever they are in the government that create these rules, say that for every 4 pounds, 24 hours. That means you are pulling it out of the freezer, you are brining it in your bag, and you're putting it back into the freezer for the 5 days.
Okay, so I'm curious. When I read up on brining turkeys because I knew nothing about it for this episode, it said that you are to submerge the turkey, like have enough water to you turn the breast side down in the juice, but you're supposed to pretty much submerge the turkey, 2 or 3 cups of water, and go submerge any turkey outfix.
Well, also when your turkey is defrosting, it's going to release some water too, so it will
Oh,
start
gotcha.
submerging your turkey. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, whoever they are in the government, do tell you that you are supposed to submerge rebel canner, rebel defroster, rebel here.
Okay.
I as long as that first wing of the turkey is covered with water, I'm good.
And you put it breast side down?
Correct. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I put no water. I have my mix and my turkey looks red with all of the herbs and stuff. It's like this big red turkey. And again, like he said, because it's still kind of defrosting a little, the
Uh-huh.
water starts to come. I've never had an issue ever, but I have seen people brine their turkey and fully submerge in like a salt herbal
Yeah,
bath.
that's what I read about.
And
But
you know
some
what?
people add
Whatever gives you joy, and if you want to do that, if that has worked for you forever, do your thing.
well, some people added sugar. I mean, I can't see adding sugar to turkey, but
Well, remember you're rinsing that brine off though. I mean, a lot of times that brine gets. I mean, the brine doesn't necessarily. It's sugar and all the things in there, but the sugar and the salt they really help with the texture of the meat, as well. And that's why it's also to make sure you're using high quality salt too. But they do say that brined turkeys, brined meats could cook faster than unbrined. And I would put that to the test. I would say that if you don't brine your meat or if you're trying it out, try it out one time. You don't have to just wait for turkeys, okay? Say you're not cooking, but Miss Andale, try it out one time with one of your chickens. If you buy a whole chicken and you're roasting a chicken, brine the chicken overnight one time and then see if that chicken cooks faster or if it has more flavor than a chicken that you don't, if you just roast a chicken. Because I'll bet you that you would see there's a difference in the amount of time it cooks and the juiciness factor. Because I do think it's juicier. We don't use frozen turkeys. So Casey's so cute with Casey's that guy. Look, if y'all are on Facebook, Casey's that person that puts the little chart out that's like, it's 5 days before Thanksgiving. Go pull your turkey out. And if it's 5 pounds, then make sure you do this many days for this. Don't forget. He's so cute because he's so organized and so planned. And I'm all like, Eric, we got like 36 hours. You need to kill turkey, get it in the freezer. I got to put the brine on it, got to get it in a bag, and got to get it in my fridge. That's my life. This right here.
Do gravy.
Do what?
Gravy.
I use my turkey broth that I have made from the previous holiday because we smoke our turkeys for the holidays now. We do not roast them in the roaster anymore. We spatchcock our turkeys and we roast them. So when I brine my turkeys, I use the Kirkland. Yeah, I bought it from Costco, and it's got salt, sugar, cranberries, exhausted vanilla beans. I'm not sure why they're exhausted, but they're like, woo, put us in here.
They're tired.
So tired. It's got allspice, apples, black pepper, garlic, orange peel, rosemary, thyme, bay leaves, and sage. It smells amazing. And I dump like half of this into a vacuum seal bag, and I will take he will spatchcock the turkey and cut it in half, and I will take the turkey and I will either brine it spatchcocked, which means it's more flat. And when you spatchcock a turkey, we have a video on it, but we learned that from Lisa over Yogi Hollow Farm, and it cooks faster. His time that we cook that turkey in that smoker is like in half. It makes it so much easier, and it is so juicy and good, but it's also fresh. I mean, a lot of times you can't take fresh meat and process it and then eat it the next day because you have to be careful because of just the different, I guess, the enzymes and all the stuff that's released, right? That adrenaline stuff. So we process ours early in the morning, the day before or 2 days before, and we put it in that refrigerator. And then about 24 hours before I want to put it in the smoker, I put it in my bag with the water and the brine, and I just vacuum seal it up. I don't suck the air out. I just seal it. And then I put it in my bottom shelf of my refrigerator. I think 2 years ago, I threw it in a big cooler with some ice because, again, it's room temperature. So I need to get it cold because I need to make sure that adrenaline is gone from there and everything's good. But I mean, we usually process our birds the day before because it's there and it's easy and I don't have to have freezer space. Plus, I'm not a planner like that. And if I have frozen meat, I'm going to be like, it's going to be like 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning. And I'm going to be like, oh, I have a frozen turkey we need to thaw out. And I just stick it in my crock pot. That would be me. So we take it right from the farm.
Let me say,
Early.
well, I'll tell you that Monica is true about it, that she jokes with me every single year that when I pull out my turkey, she's like, bruh, we just dispatched ours. So you're pulling yours out of your freezer. We just dispatched.
Well,
I did learn from Eric to spatchcock, which
It makes
if you have not, you two ladies, Carmen and Ann, if you have not spatchcocked before, let me tell you, it is the easiest way to store it in the freezer, and it does cook so much faster.
chickens too. Chickens
Okay.
too. You
Well,
can
I mean,
spatchcock the whole chicken. You just cut it down the back. You just crack it, just cut it down the back, and now you have 2 halves of chicken. You can put the one half, if it's just you and Worth in there, Miss Ann, just take the other half, put it in your vacuum seal bags, put it in your freezer, and then you can come and just eat that one half at a time. You're not wasting anything.
Not all of us, when I think about it, not all of us are Monica and her full football team of children.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're processing turkeys, like during that time that thou shall not be named during Cinnamon Vanilla, where it was just me and my mother and my brother and his wife. There was just 4 of us. There was no need for a 25-pound turkey. If
Mhm.
you're spatchcocking it in half, you have it saved for Christmas and Thanksgiving for a family of 4.
Yeah.
Well, we always buy extra turkeys this week before Thanksgiving because they're like
They're on sale.
or something crazy.
Yep.
So I have these 2 little teeny refrigerator freezers. I don't have any deep freezers. So spatchcocking would be great
Absolutely.
to store them. You get you get 3
Them flat.
turkeys, then that takes a lot of space.
Yeah, when you spatchcock them, you can lay them flat. You just vacuum seal them as is. And if you can vacuum seal a little bit out of there, but put a paper towel like at the edge, and it'll kind of absorb some of that moisture before it gets into your machine. Because sometimes it's too moist. So if you try to get it as dry as can, put a little bit of paper towel at the edge of it, start sucking that down, get it nice and flat, and you can lay them flat in there. It is so nice to have spatchcocked turkeys or chicken breasts or whatever it is, the whole thing. It's definitely a great way to store them. We actually spatchcock all ours before we put them in the freezer.
Okay. Well, Carmen, when they're talking about bags, and didn't you talk about a bag? What kind of bags are you talking about?
I don't think I mentioned a bag.
When you brine yours, what do you put it in?
Oh, I have a just old school, that galaxy looking roaster pan. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Okay, so I just put my turkey in there, get it all good, and then I'll put I want to say 3 layers of foil, and I'll just put it real good in there and let it sit. And then when I'm ready for it, I just throw it right in the oven.
Oh, okay, that's good. Well, Monica, what are you talking? You were talking about sealing bags.
So I use the vacuum seal bags, and currently I've been using the out of air bags. They're really good. They're very good quality. Casey knows, he's been using them. But they have the ones that they do have some of the other brand too, one of the other name brands, but you can buy them where they're expandable bags. So let's just say you're doing the whole turkey and you want it to be a big expandable bag. I have used those. I will say that I may have put an entire turkey in one of those a couple years ago and put a lot of water in it with my Kirkland brine. I use my brine from Costco, but I don't sell this, by the way. I just think it's really good. So that's why I'm showing. Anyway, I should get it.
affiliated.
No, anyway, no, I'm just teasing. But I put that brine in there and had it sitting overnight. And I was like, look at me, I'm killing this. And I had it on my refrigerator. I mean, I had it on my counter, and I went to pick it up, and the entire back of that bag busted out. And so probably I don't know, 8 cups of water.
Oh,
Big. I mean, 2 full quarts at least of water, because it's a lot. It was a big one. I mean, it was probably a 9-pound turkey, and the turkey went out. Thankfully, the turkey didn't hit the floor. It just stayed in the bag, and but all the water just went whoosh everywhere. And it wasn't just brand new water. It was had been in my fridge for 24 hours. Turkey juice water.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty. I was so sad and angry.
yes.
It was not a happy Thanksgiving for me. But my turkey was really yummy, and we still ate it because it didn't hurt the turkey. It just hurt my floor and my time in the morning. But I would say, if you're going to put it in a vacuum seal bag, you can still brine your turkeys in a vacuum seal bag. Just seal it at the end, but seal it 3 times each end. Learn from me.
And also use out of air vacuum bags.
Yeah, they are stronger than the other bags that we have used, the other name brand that you would get with your vacuum sealers normally. They're more customizable and they're stronger. And I'm not just saying that because I got a bunch of them. I'm saying it because they really do work better than some of the other name brands.
Because out of air needs to send both Carmen and Ann these bags. They've sent it to me and Monica, and we've tested them out.
I do have them.
You have them, don't you, Miss Ann? I feel like they work better than the other brands.
But now, to be perfectly clear, in case there are some questions, because I have maybe cooked a turkey or a chicken or a roast occasionally with the bags, the turkey cooking bags. You don't use. I mean, I know this, but I'm just saying. You make sure you take them out of these vacuum seal bags.
Yeah. These are only to store them or to brine in them. You have to take them out of there. So after we brine our turkeys, even because it's a half of one, even after we brine each one, Eric will rinse it off real good. Make sure there's none of the, bay leaves or anything on it. He rinses them down really well. Because again, there's all kinds of salt in that brine. Right. And the sugar and all that. So he rinses them off really good. And then he wraps them up and does his magical, I'm going to smoke this stuff thing. And I don't know what he does because it is magic for sure. And I don't believe in magic like that, but he is good with that smoker because I don't like smoked meats overall. But these turkey breasts, these turkeys are so good every year. It doesn't taste like smoked meat. He does it in such a way that it's not overwhelming and it's good, just good meat. So it could just be because it's ours, but I'm just biased. But a good brine though has really helped. And I have noticed a huge difference in the taste of our turkeys having a brine on it each year for sure.
But that is good that Miss Ann did say you do not want to cook it in that.
Do not cook in these bags. Yeah.
That's a totally different thing when you're getting ready. You rinse, you take it out, you rinse, you put it into a roasting pan or your some people have done it in a deep fryer. Some people have done it in an air fryer, oven. smoker, however you do your turkey.
Mhm.
If you don't cook it in the out of air bags, they are good, but they are not that good that you
Yeah.
can stick it in something.
Well, Carmen doesn't cook hers. Carmen cooks hers right as she's brining it because she has a dry brine. So that's a little bit different, right? Because you're not really, there's not a lot of liquid. It's not like a liquid brine, is it? Where you have it in a lot of water.
No, there's not a lot of water.
It's more of a
Um,
drier.
It's not dry either, though. Like, it's
But I mean, I guess I think about it as a dry brine because you're taking all those seasonings, and even though it's moist, everybody
yeah,
loves that word.
it's very moist. Yeah,
Moist.
it's
Yeah.
moist.
Moist. Okay.
Yes. Yes. It's more moist, not necessarily super wet.
Yes, there you
What's
go.
it? Okay.
It's not a liquid brine.
No, it's like olive oil and then the sofrito, and
Yeah.
I don't use a bag. One time I did actually attempt a Gordon Ramsay turkey from YouTube. I saw the video, and I was like, I'm gonna do this because this is gonna be the best because this is Gordon Ramsay. It was dry, and I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I followed the man's instructions.
I mean, it was on YouTube.
I mean, look, that's all I'm saying. Never failed me. So I tried it. It was dry, but guess what? This is where gravy comes in. Okay.
Yes.
I am the queen of Thanksgiving gravy because I love gravy. So if you ever give me a dry turkey, I'm not bothered because but at the end of the day, that pitcher of gravy is going right on top of my meal. So
Yeah.
you're good with
Ain't
me.
gonna be dry no more.
No,
Now, how are you making your gravy? What are you using for your gravy? Are you using packets?
no, I use the juices from the turkey after I throw it in another pan, and then I'll sear some tomatoes, some more onions and garlic.
Ooh.
I'll just let them sit with herbs, and then I'll just throw them in the blender again, and then I'll add a little bit of flour, and then there's my gravy.
I
So
get
yours
most
is like
people
no.
just ask Carmen if she uses a packet gravy, and believe that. Did that just happen?
No, but I'm gonna really tell you why I don't. I have never really used that packets. I don't feel like you get enough. I mean, literally, I would have to buy I don't know, 8 packets or something. So that's really the whole reason I don't use packets. I mean, if it was just me and Nathan, you know what? That might be the way to go. A packet gravy or something. But for me, I'm not doing all that searing and stuff for 2 people. That would make me Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
And that's not who I am.
I gotcha. And so, but you kind of sear tomatoes and onions also?
I do. So what I do is I'll sear my tomatoes, my onions, my garlic, and let them get, nice and almost like how you would with salsa. And then I will add my turkey juices to it, let them cook together. And then I will go ahead, put it in I have a glass blender specifically for salsas and gravies and things like that. I'll kind of puree it, and then I'll put it back in the pot, add my flour, and whisk to make that creamy consistency of gravy. I love it. It's delicious. It's not as difficult as what it sounds like. And when you're already doing the Thanksgiving thing where you have a pot here, a pot there, it's really just another added step. It's not a huge deal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that sounds amazing.
Good, huh?
How about you, Casey? How do you make your gravy?
Well, let me tell you, most people know that I am a gravy person by looking at my figure. I didn't get this figure by luck. I got it by gravy. But I don't do the tomatoes and onions like Carmen does, which actually sounds really, really good.
It does.
I am plain. I use the turkey juices. I add a little bit of butter because I am from the South.
Yes.
I add the flour to kind of roux up some
Uh-huh.
gravy. Yeah. Because one of my biggest things that I started doing probably 4 or 5 years ago is leftover turkey and gravy. I turn it into a stew soup
Mm-hmm.
giving that I can. So everything left over that I have, potatoes, turkey, the gravy, I'm adding it into chicken broth,
Yeah.
adding carrots, and that's a soup. So gravy to me is like how it is with Carmen. It's kind of like you can give me a dry turkey. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna lather it in gravy.
Yeah.
A very happy fat kid. And
No.
but what about, I mean, Ann, do y'all do gravy? Do y'all
No.
like gravy kind
I
of?
used to do the packets, but I don't know. I used to do
Look,
the packets, y'all.
there's no shame in that, Miss Ann.
Listen, I will say that. I was just kidding before. There ain't no shame in
Again,
that.
she eats Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't eat it, by the way, just so you know. I don't eat it. I used to eat it. And if my kids make it, I will take one bite. And then I feel guilt
That's
and
all.
shame. I
Yeah.
feel guilt and shame, so I stop. Okay, but I
Gained
do.
her
I do
weight.
take the one bite. I have to make sure it's not poison, just so you know.
That's right. Well, I mean, I always doctored it, but
Mhm.
I used to use the pouches. And now I have learned how to use, and I do just like you do, Casey, with the turkey grease or chicken grease or whatever we have. And I do usually add a few little pieces of chicken or turkey in there and stir it up. That always makes me. And then Worcestershire and garlic salt and
Ooh.
you know all those kinds of lovely spices. That's always yummy. How about you, Monica? How do you make your gravy?
Well, I take one of those packets and I start my gravy with it. And then I add a whole mess of extra stuff because I feel like when I have made my gravy in the past with just the broth and all the basics, like on my own, I can never get it as flavorful as my people want it
Yeah.
because, again, they eat like 40% of their diet is garbage food. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try. I do really well most of the time, but
Mhm.
yeah, they eat junk sometimes. And there's just enough salt content in those gravy packets and MSG and all the other good stuff that I don't care if they get it once a year, maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
And so I will keep those packets on hand and I will use those as my start. And I use that with my own homemade smoked turkey broth. And I usually go through 2 or 3 quarts of it. And I basically use one of the gravy packets to start and then I add to it. And that gives me just enough MSG to satisfy all the little gremlins that want it. So that it makes them feel better. Everybody's happy. We get all of the chemicals that we need since we have such a fresh other parts. I mean, we got our own homegrown green beans and our own grown turkeys and our own grown everything else that we
Yeah.
can find under the sun. They can have a little bit of turkey packets.
I mean,
Will
that
tell you that he's allowed one bag of Takis a month. He will tell that to everyone at the store. Like if it's his time for his Takis, he'll say, "I'm only allowed one bag a month, and today is my time for the month." So I get it. I totally get the junk food thing.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of boundaries, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, when you're pretty much an ingredient only household, and that's what we've moved to. We've moved to an ingredient only household where we primarily keep all the ingredients here. We try not to get a lot of the processed stuff. Miss Ann's known she's making that transition too. When you become a household that has all the ingredients
Yep.
and you're not buying a lot of the processed stuff, and your kids are used to some of that processed stuff,
Mhm.
it's a very slow fade is what it is. And so that's what we're slowly fading it out. So I don't mind having those turkey packets and turkey gravy packets stocked up in there because they come in super handy, especially because I have burned a gravy before.
Yes. And when I used to make homemade gravy, it was always too greasy. I couldn't get it.
That's always been my problem, I think, in the past,
But
starting it out.
learned a little bit better. And they do make those packets by the jar now. So
Maybe
Yeah.
mine's not greasy because I puree the garlic and stuff.
Yes, you've like emulsify yours. I was just thinking
Yeah.
about that. That's pretty cool. Because you kind of emulsify it. Like, when you're doing your mayo, right? You don't
Yeah.
have the separation there because you're blending it in that, blend the stick blender or whatever. And that's what you're doing with yours. That's probably why it's not so
Yeah.
greasy. I'm actually going to try my stick blender this year for my gravy. I'm going to
Ooh.
try something different. Not on Thanksgiving, PS. I'm going to try it before Thanksgiving.
Right.
You don't try nothing new. If you're listening to this and it's Tuesday and you're thinking about trying something new, I'm going to tell you right now, don't do it. If you're a
Well,
mom,
no, Monica, we should say if you want to try something new, maybe try a side.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's try one of these new
Broth,
sides that we're going to, maybe a new side that Casey's going to tell you about. But don't just rely on that new stuff. And don't be trying new stuff with your turkey or your hams. No main dish new stuff right now. No, don't do it, honey. Wait.
Gotta be steady.
Try it later. Nobody wants the new stuff right now. It's Thanksgiving. We are thankful for the old stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And so, Carmen, speaking of sides, and
Yes.
we all have various sides and things, but
Mhm.
it was like, okay, I don't have enough turkey, something, I don't have enough. I need some sides. What is your go-to side to be able to have at your Thanksgiving meal?
Okay, so are we talking quick sides or something we've already had been preparing with beside the turkey? Because
Not either one, but I would think more like, uh-oh, a family of 8 just showed up. How
okay,
about quick
Girl,
side?
she has that happen. People just
I
be
was about
because
showing
to
I'm
up.
say,
trying
yeah.
to figure out if like you could like use something you've used, like take a bit of it. So
Yeah.
okay, so mac and cheese is so it's just so quick to me, and we do
Yeah.
homemade mac and cheese
Mhm.
very quickly. We'll just do the noodles. We'll boil the noodles, and I'll have butter in a pan, and then I'll start, with the milk, and then I'll do cheese, and then I'll add cream cheese to make it creamier.
Oh.
And yeah,
Oh.
and then, so it like adds a whole
That's a level.
a level of cream, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is so creamy," and I'm like, "Yeah, cream cheese." But well, so I'll do that, and then I'll just mix it, and then there's my mac and cheese. Sometimes, if the little ones are like not about that homemade mac and cheese, what I do is I'll add a little bit of turmeric just so it turns yellow, like super, like a lot more yellow. So they're thinking more, oh, this is Kraft, because
Oh.
a lot of the time homemade mac and cheese is not yellow the way Kraft is. I also do. I'm Puerto Rican. I do rice, and rice is a 15-minute situation, maybe 20 minutes. And it's like, again, I will take my base that I used for so the marinade that I used for the turkey, I always have that on hand. I have some in my refrigerator right now.
Cool.
It is like an all-purpose thing. So I will start that in the pan with oil. I'll cook that down, and I will add a thing of bacon, just like a little slither of bacon, throw it in there. And then I will put some water, my rice, and then I close it. I cook it, take it out, mix, done.
Yum. Oh, man.
So what are
That's
you calling that? If somebody's like, "What are you bringing?" You're like, "Bringing the rice."
We bring in Spanish rice. I mean,
Spanish
who's
rice.
gonna
Okay.
turn down Spanish rice?
Nobody's turning down
Yeah,
Spanish.
that's wrong if you do.
Eric would. He doesn't eat rice, but I don't. It's fine. It's just fine.
Well, Eric,
Eric's just gonna eat the turkey. It's fine.
yeah.
Eric doesn't eat much, so you know
He
what?
doesn't. He just eats the meat. So he's not gonna eat the noodles either. I mean, he's lost. He's not eating the mac.
Yeah,
You
it is
can't go
what it
by
is.
him.
bless him.
Yeah.
Does he eat deviled eggs?
He does if they're duck eggs.
Okay, so
So I can. Yep, I do deviled duck eggs for him.
yeah.
That's his
He
thing.
makes school.
Nice.
That's a protein. He's got it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, how
Well,
about you, Stacey?
Yeah, I was gonna
Something
say, what is yours?
you got a family of 8 that joins in your family of 4, 5.
Well, I have to say that a lot of the stuff that Carmen was saying is kind of what I'm going to too, even though Monica will make fun of me on this because I somewhat prep in advance thinking that a family of 8 will show up to my house.
Hey, I'm never making fun of you with this. This is one thing. I'm such a bully. Oh my gosh, I'm such a bully. It's coming out.
Oh, we love
I
you,
think this is
Monica.
amazing, and I love this. This is phenomenal.
I pre-prep
Yeah.
Oh,
these type of sides in a jar in July, like July, August. When I'm doing canning, I'm making this stuff. This
awesome.
right here is just semolina flour, noodles, and it's a cream-based powdered sauce that's on my YouTube channel if anyone who's listening is interested. All you do for this is you dump this in a pot with equal amount of water. You fill it up to the rim of water, dump it in, stir it around, let it do its thing. You now have mac and cheese.
Wow.
It. I do the same thing with dehydrated squash, like a squash casserole.
Okay.
Prep thinking that I'm going to burn something that day or that I'm going to forget to take it out so I can easily do it. And before we started shooting, you mentioned twice baked potatoes.
Yes.
I pre-make and freeze twice baked potatoes in like the dozens. I probably have maybe 40 or 50 twice baked potatoes frozen and vacuum sealed in my freezer.
I've got
In that instance that somebody comes over, let's say we're not even talking Thanksgiving for a second. Let's say after church, you're having
Mhm.
great conversation with some people.
Mhm.
And you're like, you know what? Come over. Let's go have some food over at my place. And then
Yeah.
you're driving back and you're like, oh crud.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing prepared.
Uh-oh.
This is something you can grab out of your freezer to frost really fast, and you have to twice bake it anyways. So, I mean, you make the twice baked potatoes, you throw it back into the microwave. I know some people are gonna go crazy for it. You throw it back in the microwave and you have the twice baked potatoes. So I'm the weirdo that pre-preps a lot of
Can
my
you air fry those?
I air fry everything.
I was gonna say, can you air fry
Oh,
the twice baked potatoes?
that's how I reheat them.
Okay.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's how
So
I
Oh,
and you flash freeze them, right? So when you make them, you flash freeze them on a tray,
Yep.
and then you go ahead and you vacuum seal them, or you put them in containers.
No, I
Like
vacuum seal them, usually by 2.
after
So
after they're flash frozen, you vacuum seal them in pairs and then put them in there.
oh
Mhm.
my gosh. I gotta go
Yeah.
make a twice baked potato
See?
tonight.
Isn't that amazing? We're not even potatoes, Miss Ann. What
Well,
are you
guess
talking
what?
about?
I can. He's gonna be asleep by the
She's
time this
like, I'm
is
gonna eat his serving and
I'm
I'll eat
gonna
my
I'm
serving.
gonna do it by 2. And so I'll eat his half.
It's just I'm telling you, it is just an easy one, even for just regular dinners.
Yeah, that's a
When
Yeah.
great idea.
that's like, I don't really feel like cooking. I'm all about convenience. And
Yeah.
as Americans, we've gotten to the point where our convenience is buying the frozen dinners in Walmart
Mhm.
or Kroger, and
Yeah.
it's so terrible for you when
Yeah.
really you can take that little extra time and make homemade food and freeze it into your convenience meal. So all you have to do is use that, heaven forbid, microwave to heat
Yeah.
stuff up, and then you have that same type of thing.
Yeah.
I have a niece right now who is, by this time it comes out, is starting to eat soft, pureed food, and let me
Yeah.
tell you, she's already started on peanut butter, and
Oh,
she a fat girl just like her uncle, and her whole face lit up, so I'm excited for Thanksgiving to have, like, sweet potato and that kinda
mhm.
stuff, already
Yeah.
pureed, vacuum sealed, frozen, so my little tunk is what I call her, can try it for Thanksgiving, and you don't spend a lot of time on it because
Yeah.
this time is for family,
Yeah.
Mhm.
for your family and your faith. And you spend that time, and if you're spending too much time in the kitchen prepping everything, then you don't have the time
To
that you
visit.
need with your family. So why not do a little extra step over the summer and get it prepped?
Yeah. I
Do you
agree.
guys ever have someone bring something? Like, do you have like that one person in your life, family member, friend, that creates this dish that you're like, I need this in my life, like
All
every
the
year?
time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
yeah.
All the
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister, one makes this is Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is with my side of the family. Christmas is with Worth's side of the family. And we recently had a big birthday bash for Worth. And I was able to call each sibling and request their specific item that they
Ooh.
one makes broccoli casserole, one makes sweet potato casserole, one makes corn pudding, one makes pasta salad, one makes baked beans. It was
Ooh.
amazing. The food was amazing at the birthday party. But yeah, and I actually have to bring something besides olives to the Dale side. I bring Harvard beets.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you did say that a couple
Right.
episodes or seasons ago, you said that the
Mhm,
beats this year, that's the
mhm.
annual thing.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
It is. It's
Well,
good.
I was just thinking, Casey, you did funeral potatoes too in a video, I think, with Alicia, where you made the funeral potatoes, which I think is very similar to like potatoes, like au gratin potatoes,
Mhm.
like au gratin or whatever. So that's something I'm gonna start putting on my shelf because that is an easy like side dish, especially when you're needing something at the last minute and
So,
maybe you're not prepared in your freezer, you need the freezer space. Having those shelf items are great. Now, my daughter makes a mean mac and cheese. It can be savory or sweet. Have y'all had the sweet mac and cheese?
you told me about Abigail's
Have that.
sweet
Okay.
mac and cheese before.
This is actually my mother-in-law's recipe, but Abigail has perfected it. I'm only going to say that because my mother-in-law doesn't listen to these episodes.
Oh,
But she be watch her be listening to this one.
she
But
might.
she makes it better than I've ever had. Abigail does. She makes it so good.
You better
Than my
watch
mother-in-law.
it.
I love my mother-in-law. She makes it better than her, but she don't eat it no more. My mother-in-law, she eats keto, so she don't eat it. So that's her excuse now. She don't need to make. She don't need to make it good.
So we'll
But
call it Abigail's mac and cheese, though.
it's so good. So anyway, you basically take your macaroni and you cook it al dente. You don't cook it all the way,
Oh.
and then you like once you drain it, you mix it in with this like sugar, and you basically sugar it up, and then you put it into your casserole dish, a half of it. And after you put a half of it in there, you add some layers of cheese, like the shredded cheeses, either the regular cheddar shredded, or you can add a little bit of mozzarella mix. It's like cheddar and mozzarella mix. You can even get the Mexican cheese if you're really wanting to just grab something and go. Whatever you've got, that cheese, mix it in there. And then you layer up the sweet mac on top of that. And then you layer it up with cheese again. Let me just tell you, it is so delightful.
I'm
And
confused when you say sweet macaroni. Like, are
Me
we,
too. I'm trying.
it is literally sweet.
so
It
you
is sweet.
toss it? I mean, Abigail probably doesn't want us giving all of her secrets away, but are we tossing macaroni and cheese and sugar? I mean, how are we
So you're
doing
literally taking the al dente macaroni. You're putting sometimes I think the original recipe called for like a little bit of milk because you drain it and then you put a little tiny bit of milk, maybe a couple tablespoons of milk, and then you just pour sugar. Like I don't know how much she puts in there, but it's good. And she just puts the sugar in and she's like mixing it up with the al dente, not cooked all the way, mac, right? And then she layers the mac in a 9x12, puts all that cheese on, layers the rest of the half of mac, puts the rest of the cheese on, and she shoved that in the oven.
Ooh.
And it's like cheese
Ooh.
and layer. It's so good. It's like a sweet lasagna, macaroni, something or other. But it is a side dish that you can have. And some people, whenever my mother-in-law would make it, their mother-in-law would make it, they'd be like, well, that's for dessert. And I'm like, no, that's not for dessert. That's macaroni. You don't eat macaroni for dessert.
So
But
that's for right now.
we eat it a lot of times with my kids request it for birthday dinners, and we eat it with like chicken tenders or like skillet barbecue chicken and like biscuits, and then you eat the sweet mac and cheese. That's how my kids request it typically. But that is one of those quick dishes. Does not take a lot of time. And that would be a go-to here for us. If we had a bunch of people coming over, I'd be like, throw the mac in. And a lot of people don't eat macaroni, but if you got to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Either that or I'd make a big batch of, probably some broccoli casserole because
I
broccoli
could see that paired with barbecue, like for real. 'Cause
Oh
I'm
yeah,
so
sweet
sweet and barbecue. I could totally. Now I have to try this.
yeah,
Ooh, Carmen,
Yeah.
me too, huh?
I've
yeah.
got-
So Carmen, when you come for pumpkins, because we won't be having pumpkins here in like T-3 weeks, I'll make sure that we schedule you to come by my house on the day after Abigail makes some sweet mac.
Yes.
I'll be like, oh, Abigail, could you make a sweet macaroni today? Miss Carmen's coming tomorrow. She's not going to understand it, but that's okay.
Do it.
If there's any left.
Yeah. Miss Ann, what are you, if you have people coming to your house, what are you throwing together?
Well, I go into my pantry of all the canned things that I have had from the last year or so. I have green beans that are canned, several jars of green beans. I have several jars of collards. The kids are not going to want to eat that, as they said. I don't like that grass, but but everybody likes snap beans, most of them anyway. And then we have the eggs with the chickens that I can fix deviled eggs, boiled eggs, fried eggs, any of those types of things. So that's what we do at
Wait,
our
how-
home. We have to pull something out.
How do you can collards? I've never done it. You can can collards, like shelf stable collards?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We cooked them first
Okay.
and then canned them.
Like
And-
with like broth or something?
Yeah. I mean, it's collards have juice.
Well, yeah.
And you just put enough juice, the collard juice, in there.
But they don't get mushy.
Well, they have.
Sure they do. I love.
I mean, they are mushy a little bit. Like you cook them you cook them down so they're nice and soft. But I guess I was always afraid that if you canned them, they would be like super mushy. So you just cook them like a normal collards, and then you have leftover collards. You're like, I'm gonna throw this in my instant pot or my
No.
Nesto pressure canner.
Have you never purchased canned collard greens?
No, because I've only used my own. I'm bougie like that.
So I'm Puerto Rican. So I don't just make collard greens. So when I'm like, oh, I want some collard greens, I literally buy canned collard greens and I
Yeah.
eat it. And it's mushy, but it's so delicious to me. Like
Yeah, very
so
good.
good.
The only time I've ever had collards outside of my own house is when I go to Pops down in Terrell, and they have collards down there.
Yeah, they do.
But I'm a white girl walking in there asking for collards, so
Yeah.
it's different because
I love it. Oh,
I
I
never grew
like
up on
to eat it with
collards.
beans anyway. So I mean, I never really eat like when I can collard greens. I don't ever like eat the canned collard greens by itself. Like I'll mix
Uh-huh.
with some beans and rice kind of thing. So
Okay.
the mushy
Yeah.
doesn't bother, I guess.
that
See,
makes sense.
We just
in
figured,
Maryland, it wasn't a thing for me. I never had collards as a kid. I never grew up on collards. And then when I started
Okay.
growing them, I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I
yeah.
mean, so I don't have that. I don't have that history in me that like nobody's like, we should eat collards, Monica. I mean, like typically, I'm growing up on Kraft Mac. Okay.
Well, they've really
was
come in
good.
handy with work. He is just eating, leafy
Yeah,
greens and good
that's
things,
awesome.
healthy things. So
Well,
yeah.
I had a best friend whose grandma, like anytime I went over there, for some reason I would go over there on collard green day and she would buy all the leaves, right? And she would have me and all my friends' cousins stripping them.
Yeah.
We would sit there for like an hour and just strip leaves, strip leaves, strip leaves.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I knew about collard greens. I always
Okay.
thought they were delicious. Then I moved to Texas and I was like, oh, this is like a thing. Like
Yeah.
people really eat this like all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. Up north, I mean, because you're more north than I was, but up north, that's not a thing for us.
No,
And because I'm not, I mean, I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm a white girl. I'm a
Yeah.
girl. I'm Caucasian. Okay. That
Yeah.
wasn't a thing. People, it's just not culturally.
yeah, no,
Again,
for
we
real.
were eating macaroni and cheese out of a box. I mean,
Well,
so
it was collard greens and cornbread for a very long time.
But I
that's
do
where
know,
y'all are Southern.
right? This is northern. Green bean casserole is northern.
Yeah, it is.
I do remember that was like a staple. Like when we were in Jersey, like everyone had green bean casserole. I love green bean casserole, and I have a friend that brings it over, and I love it. Like that's always been a thing that like Thanksgiving is not Thanksgiving without it.
I have
Well,
to learn how to make my own cream of mushroom soup.
well,
Make that.
have you ever, yeah, cream of mushroom, that would be really good to make your own.
I was about to
Control
say,
salt.
and was it big for you? Because I know in the South, me growing up, it was squash casserole more than green bean casserole.
When you bake it, mix it up with cream and mushroom, put French onions on the crunchy French onion.
Yeah. See,
top.
I always thought it was a northern thing too. Okay, so I will say one other thing that I think nobody down south really eats is sauerkraut. It's not a thing.
Ed loves it. I don't like it at all.
Again, I'm super white, and I grew up in a household where every holiday, my grandmother, who was German descent, she would make kraut and sausage for the holidays, and that was a thing. And when I moved here to Texas, I went to the local butcher and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for some sausage. It's sage sausage." And he was like, "We don't have that here." And he
Yeah.
only knew what I was talking about because his family passed down a German cookbook to him. And he said, "I can make you sage sausage if you bring me some pork." And I was like, "I'm gonna have to work on that." But the sage sausage, you would take the sage sausage, you would parboil it, you would throw it in a crock pot with very well drained sauerkraut that you either made your own or you bought it from the store. And
Yeah.
I would buy it from the store. It was everywhere in Maryland. It wasn't a thing. It's hard to find down here in the
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah.
And so you get the sauerkraut, you drain it really well, you throw it in the crock pot, you throw the parboiled sausage on there just a little bit, get the juices in there, throw like a cup or so of that liquid in there, and you cook it all day.
Yeah.
And by that evening or the later on the afternoon or whatever it is, you just mix it all around and you've got sausage and kraut. And it is the most delicious side dish, or you can have it regular as a regular main dish. And I mean, it was a thing. And it's not tart like a regular kraut. It is a very savory thing. But now my family asks for it.
Brooke would
I-
love
Sauerkraut normally, but I do eat it with sausage. I do eat it the German way, but I can't just put sauerkraut in a meal and call it delicious.
You just have to rinse it a couple times. My grandmother used to put sugar in it sometimes, but I've never made it with sugar. And I love the way even I made it. And yeah, I mean, it's a really easy recipe, and that would feed a lot of extra people, or it feeds nobody because they hate it. But either way, you come to my house and eat what I make. So that's what I'm saying.
That would be true. That would be true. Well, everyone, it's just about that time, right?
I think so.
I think
Because
so.
all of us probably need to go and get started prepping for the 2 days
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. And we are so, so blessed and honored that you come in to our lives every single week and sit here and listen to us banter and
Yes, thank
talk
you.
about Chinese garlic um, every single week. And we
And
couldn't
Carmen
do
still
it more
comes back.
well.
And
Yes.
she's back.
Yes, I love it. I love cooking. It's so fun and it's so natural, and we all thoroughly, like, really truly enjoy this. We
Yes.
enjoy the fellowship. We enjoy helping other people and answering the questions. So be sure, guys, if you have questions, comment.
Yes,
I love seeing your comments, and I love answering the questions.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week and Thanksgiving with your family. Again, this is pre-recorded, so you may see us trickle into the comments when this goes live. If not, that's probably because Monica is making some store-bought packet gravy.
That's exactly right.
Just saying. But we will see y'all next week. Next week starts our holiday episodes here, y'all, on Hay Bale and Friends. We have a lot of really fun episodes coming up. And I think Carmen may be coming back for a couple of those episodes. So be sure you are liking and subscribing and sharing it out to like-minded people. And y'all, until then, have a very happy Thanksgiving from the Hay Bale family to yours. And we will see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.
Y'all and Friends. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Later.
Hey, Bill and friends, and Casey and Monica.